Hey guys, welcome back to another brand new video and thanks so much for tuning in. A few months ago, I posted a video on the channel called What Does a Company Secretary Do? Where I gave you an overview of what being a company secretary is all about from my personal experience of being a company secretary in my hometown of Jersey. Since then, a couple of you have commented on that video asking for more content around being a company secretary. And I've heard you loud and clear. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you a detailed overview of all the different exams that you'll need to take if you want to become a company secretary, right through from the entry-level exams all the way through to the professional level at the very end. And if you find today's video helpful, then go ahead and let me know by hitting the like button, because that will show me which of these videos you're enjoying so that I can be sure to keep on creating more content that's useful for you in the future. So the professional body that hosts the exams for aspiring company secretaries used to be called the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators. But since then, it's been renamed as the Chartered Governance Institute, which I guess they think sounds more important. As it says on their website, the Chartered Governance Institute assures world-class standards of governance by setting the international qualifying standard as the only chartered professional body dedicated to supporting governance professionals. In other words, if you want to become a qualified company secretary, then you're going to need to take your exams through the Chartered Governance Institute in order to get there. There are a number of different exams available, and it can be a little bit confusing at first to figure out which one is the right one for you to take, but I'm going to clear that all up for you in this video. The flagship highest level of qualification that you can get is through studying the Chartered Governance Qualifying Programme, but this one's set at a fairly high level from the get-go, and it reaches all the way up to level 7 towards the end of the programme, which is the equivalent of a postgraduate degree level. For that reason, you can't go straight into studying the Chartered Governance Qualifying Programme unless you've either completed one of their other lower level qualifications, which I'll talk about a little bit later, if you have some relevant experience, or if you qualify for an exemption based on other qualifications that you already hold, for example, legal or accounting qualifications. Completing the full Chartered Governance Qualifying Programme can take anywhere from 2 to 5 years, depending on how many exams you sit at a time. There are 2 exam sittings each year in June and November, and you can take up to a maximum of 2 exams at each sitting. The programme is split into 2 levels known as Part 1 and Part 2. Part 1 of the programme consists of 4 separate modules or exams which cover corporate or health service governance, company law, finance, and company compliance and administration. Once you've successfully completed Part 1 of the programme, you'll become an affiliated member of the Chartered Governance Institute, and that means that you can then move on to Part 2 of the programme, which consists of a further 3 modules. The modules in Part 2 are the more difficult level 7 modules that I mentioned a little bit earlier on. And there are 3 of them in total, covering risk management, boardroom dynamics, and strategy. And once you've successfully completed the 4 modules in Part 1 and the 3 modules in Part 2, you'll become a graduate member of the Chartered Governance Institute, and you'll get to impress all of your mates by having the letters Grad CG after your name. Now, as I mentioned before, the Chartered Governance Qualifying Programme isn't open to everybody, so if you don't qualify to study for it straight away, which most people don't, then there are other exams that you can take first, which are going to get you ready for it. Because there are so many different exemptions and entry routes available for people who have other professional qualifications outside of the Chartered Governance Institute, I can't go into every possibility in this video, so I'm going to focus on the exams that you can take through the Chartered Governance Institute. But they do have a really helpful section over on their website where you can figure out if you could personally take a different entry route or even receive some exemptions, so I'll link to that down in the description for you as well. If you're looking for an entry-level route where no prior qualifications are required, then the Foundation Programme is probably a good place for you to start. It's an open entry programme and it's set at level 4, which is the equivalent of a first-year undergraduate degree. The Foundation Programme covers off 4 main subjects, and it will give you a really well-rounded understanding of each one. The subjects you'll cover are business environment, where you'll learn how businesses are organised and run; law, where you'll gain a basic understanding of commercial law and the legal framework that businesses operate in; company compliance and administration, where you'll get an introduction to the various structures of different companies and how they're incorporated, and even some of the common compliance and governance obligations that they have to adhere to; and lastly, finance, which will teach you the basics of bookkeeping and how to understand financial documents. The Foundation Programme recommends between 150 and 200 hours of study, which generally takes around 6 to 9 months to complete, and there's just 1 exam at the end of it which covers all 4 of these subjects, and you can sit that in either June or November. Now, if like me you live in an offshore jurisdiction such as Jersey, Guernsey, the Isle of Man or the BVI, British Virgin Islands, then the Chartered Governance Institute has some qualifications available to you that cover offshore finance, regulation and company management, as well as some other subjects too. These qualifications are known as the IFA qualifications, which stands for International Finance and Administration, and they're recognised by regulators in Jersey, Guernsey, the Isle of Man and the British Virgin Islands. But they aren't just limited to those jurisdictions, so you can also go this route if you live in the UK or further afield. As regulator recognised qualifications, the IFA qualifications put you in a really good position to work in the global marketplace, and they're also another route into the Chartered Governance qualifying programme if you're aspiring to do that. Because the IFA qualifications are much broader and reach a higher level than the foundation programme that I spoke about a little bit earlier on, they're definitely seen as the quote-unquote better qualification by comparison. So for example, you could study the IFA qualifications and stop there if you wanted to, and you'd have a really strong and well-recognised qualification. Whereas with the foundation programme, you'd probably have a bit of a harder time getting by on that qualification alone, as it's just not as well recognised as the IFA qualification. But then again, if you're absolutely certain that you want to go all the way with your exams and take the full Chartered Governance qualifying programme, then the foundation programme is definitely the quickest route to get there. The full IFA qualification is made up of two levels. So you have the level 4 qualification and the level 5 qualification. Level 5 is the advanced course, and it's only open to people who have existing qualifications, such as the level 4 IFA qualification or any other suitable qualification that's listed on the website. Level 4, as you might expect, is the entry level, and this is open to anyone who wants to study for it. There are 3 modules to the level 4 qualification, and they're each assessed by separate exams. So you'll need to pass a total of 3 exams to get the full qualification. Firstly, there's a core module, which gives you a really broad base of knowledge about trust and company law, regulatory matters, products and services, and offshore business. And then there are 2 additional modules that cover accounting and investment. Every student has to begin with the core module, but you can choose to take the other ones in any order that you like. Once you've successfully passed all 3 exams, you'll receive the level 4 certificate in international finance and administration, and you'll be eligible to become an affiliated member of the Chartered Governance Institute and use the letters CG affiliated after your name. The next step then is IFA Level 5, and the full Level 5 qualification is made up of 4 different modules which each have their own exam at the end. It's structured in a similar way to Level 4. So there's a core module that all students need to take first, and then 3 additional modules that you can take in any order you like. The core module gives an understanding of the regulation of offshore trusts and companies, and the 3 additional modules cover financial reporting and governance, fund administration, and business management in practice. You can choose to study any number of modules as long as you have the core one, but obviously you won't get the full IFA Level 5 qualification unless you complete all 4 of the modules. And when you've completed all 4 modules, you'll receive the Level 5 Diploma in International Finance and Administration. And if you started at Level 5 through a route other than IFA Level 4, then you'll also be eligible to become an affiliated member of the Chartered Governance Institute, which is the same membership level that you would have received if you'd completed the Level 4 qualification. And once that's all done, you're eligible to start the Chartered Governance qualifying programme and continue your path to becoming a Chartered Secretary. Although, as I said earlier, the IFA Level 5 qualification is a really well recognised qualification. So if you've got no desire to do the full Chartered Governance qualifying programme, then it is still a really great qualification to have, and it will definitely be a big benefit to your career. So there you have it. I really hope you learned something new here, and do feel free to leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought of today's video. Also, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. It takes just a couple of seconds to do, but it really helps me out and it helps the channel to grow and reach more people too. I post a brand new video right here on the channel every single week, so if you want to be among the first to be notified when a new video drops, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also turn those notifications on by clicking the bell icon down below, and you're then going to be notified as and when new videos are released. As always, thanks so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you right back here next time.